I'm going to be very, very blunt, and I'm going to say that you're not important enough to be spied on. G'day, guys. Welcome back to another ThatErhanGuy podcast. And guys, we're up to podcast 11 now. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. In fact, it's been so long that the last time you saw this guy was in the last video when it was like a tiny little teeny tiny baby. And the reason why I say it is because I have no idea what gender it is. And in fact, given that we're in 2024 now, it can be whatever gender it wants to be. But anyway, shots fired, huh? But anyway, guys, welcome back to another podcast. As you can see, we've got Ace here, our co-host. And of course, we've got our little dove here, Peppy, which was named by Ace. The only difference is I have modified the spelling of Peppy. So instead of Ace's original, construction of the word being P-E-P-I, I've decided P-E-P-P-Y. So, hey, Peppy, how you doing, buddy? But yeah, so how you doing, Ace?
Hey, Erhan, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's awesome to be back for another podcast. Peppy is looking pretty comfortable there, huh? Quite a journey from being a tiny little thing to now. How's Peppy been adjusting to everything?
Yeah, Peppy's adjusting very well. Peppy's very spoiled. He's got his little pants on so it doesn't go whoopsies everywhere. And Peppy loves life, actually. So, of course, you can't see Ace, but I've got little pants for Peppy. So, it doesn't do poo-poos everywhere. But yeah, no, Peppy's doing well. Getting big, getting healthy, doing a little yawn. Loves life. And of course, as you can see, a big cage area in the back. Hey, Peppy.
That's great to hear. Peppy sounds like he's living the good life. Those little pants must make things a lot easier too. It's fantastic to see him growing and thriving. So what's on the agenda for today's podcast? Any specific topics you want to dive into?
Well, that's true. I mean, to be fair, though, when Peppy first had the pants on, which was actually the other day, struggled a little bit, to be honest, but you'd expect that. But starting to get used to it now, and I don't keep it on constantly, obviously, but anytime it's out of the cage, which is basically whenever I'm at home, it gets to free roam the house, but it never wants to go around the house. It just, jumps onto my shoulder. But yeah, so Peppy's doing well. And there you go, guys. An introduction to our little bird here. Hey, buddy.
Sounds like Peppy is really attached to you, always wanting to be close by. That's sweet. It's great that you're getting used to handling the pants too. Now that we've introduced Peppy to everyone, shall we move on to our main topic for today's podcast? What do you have in mind?
Well, Ace, I've got a lot of things on my mind. I'm constantly thinking, and I was thinking about a topic the other day about the importance of being able to take criticism to grow. And it's something I've touched on briefly in the past, but there's always things that I notice. I people watch a lot and I observe things, and I observe people around me in general. And I feel like a lot of people don't know how to take criticism. And I think it's one of those things where it's a free tool to develop yourself for the better. But what are your thoughts on people being very defensive when it comes to, taking on board new ideas and stuff from others?
That's a really important topic, Erhan. Criticism, when given constructively, is indeed a valuable tool for personal growth. However, I think many people struggle with it because it can feel like a personal attack, even when it's meant to help. Defensiveness is a natural reaction because it's hard to separate our actions from our self-worth. One key is to frame criticism as feedback on a specific behavior or action, rather than a judgment of one's character. This can help reduce the defensiveness. It's also crucial to build a culture of trust where people feel safe and valued, making it easier to accept and act on feedback. What are some of your strategies for taking criticism in a positive way?
Well, I don't even think there's a strategy, Ace. I think it's just about being wise enough to understand that criticism can be used as a tool. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people are very defensive, and it's just wild how so many people cannot take learning opportunities for the better.
That's a fair point, Erhan. Wisdom and an open mindset are key. Viewing criticism as a learning opportunity rather than a threat is essential. It's surprising how defensive people can be, but I think it often comes down to self-awareness and maturity. How do you handle it when you see someone reacting defensively to constructive feedback?
Well, that's the thing. If I sense that someone's being defensive, well, I mean, the first thing is I've given up on giving feedback to people because people take it negatively most of the time anyway, so I don't. But, if for whatever reason I do and they get defensive, I kind of just shrug my shoulders and say, oh, whatever. That's not to say that, I know everything, because obviously, I love to take on board teaching moments as well if anyone wants to give it to me. But, I mean, I certainly don't ever go, I don't approach it from a defensive perspective. You know what I mean, Ace?
I get what you mean. It can be really discouraging when people react negatively to feedback, making it feel like it's not worth the effort. It's great that you're open to learning and taking on teaching moments yourself. Maybe by setting that example, you can slowly influence others around you to see the value in constructive criticism. Have you ever had an experience where feedback you gave was received positively and led to noticeable improvement?
I don't know, Ace, but the counter questions you're asking me seem to be quite generic. Give me something a bit more fulfilling as a result, buddy.
Got it, Erhan? Let's dive deeper into this. Maybe the issue isn't just about how people react to criticism, but also about how it's delivered and the context in which it's given. Do you think the environment and the relationship between the people involved play a significant role in how criticism is received? For example, in a work setting versus a personal one, or from a friend versus a stranger. How do you think these dynamics affect the way feedback is processed?
Well, I suppose if a friend's a friend, then they'll take it better. But even still, I mean, a lot of people, I don't know. I think a lot of people lack deep thought when it comes to these type of things. It's like another thing that I was thinking of today, right? It always seems to be very dumb people who can't grasp the idea of hypothetical situations. Like, go onto Reddit, right? Go onto any subreddit. If someone gives an opinion about something, and there'll be comments in the, obviously within that subreddit or within the post, sorry. And then there'll be people that'll like give examples or hypothetical situations, and like you'll see dumb people who just don't get it and they get downvoted and they argue against it. And it just seems to be a lot of people don't understand if statements, and it's so hilariously bad.
That's an interesting observation, Erhan. It's true that some people struggle with abstract thinking and hypothetical scenarios. This can make it hard for them to see the broader picture or consider different perspectives. It's like they're stuck in a concrete way of thinking, unable to engage in what-if scenarios. It's frustrating when trying to have a nuanced discussion, especially online, where tone and intent can easily be misunderstood. Do you think this inability to grasp hypotheticals ties back to the difficulty in accepting criticism? Maybe it's all part of a larger issue with critical thinking skills and self-awareness.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Ace. I think it does have to do with critical thinking, and I think a lot of people lack it. People lack critical thinking big time, and it's just it's one of those things where, like in school they teach kids a lot of different things, but I don't think critical thinking is one of those things that are taught much that it should be. That kind of didn't make sense, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely, Erhan. Critical thinking is a crucial skill that isn't always emphasized enough in education. It's about learning how to analyze situations, consider multiple perspectives, and make informed decisions. Without it, people struggle with understanding hypotheticals, accepting feedback, and even navigating daily challenges. It's something that can be nurtured from a young age, but often isn't. Do you think there are specific ways schools or even workplaces could better foster critical thinking skills?
I'm not sure. I'm not a teacher, Ace. I don't know how to answer that question. But you know what I forgot to do? Because it's been so long since I've done a podcast, I cannot believe I forgot to get to the comments section. So I'm going to run through some comments now as we speak. Pepsi. Sorry, Peppy sneezed. So I'm going to run through some comments and, basically go through that retrospectively.
Sounds good, Erhan. Going through comments is always a great way to engage with your audience and see what they're thinking. Let's dive into those comments and see what interesting discussions we can spark from them. And bless you, Peppy.
Yes, bless you, Peppy. Okay, this is an interesting one. A person named James commented on the previous video. He said, how does Ace feel about being spied on by the NSA? Yep, all of your conversations are being analysed and stored to be used against you if they want to. Australian, British, American, it doesn't matter. I wonder how the American founding fathers would feel about not being secure in their papers or in their freedom of speech. Okay, so that's an interesting comment. I've got my own opinions on it. In fact, we're going to talk about that shortly, Ace.
That's definitely a thought-provoking comment, Erhan. It touches on some pretty deep issues about privacy, surveillance, and the balance between security and freedom. I'm curious to hear your take on it. How do you feel about the idea of being constantly monitored and the implications it has on our freedoms and rights?
Okay, Ace, I could rant on about this all day, but we're going to get to it after we go through a few more comments. So the next one was Sanid or Sanid, I guess. And they wrote, I asked Gemini about your video, staged conversation. The video might be a skit or fictional scenario where the conversation with the AI is pre-recorded or scripted. Sanid, are our conversations pre-recorded or scripted? Oh, sorry, Sanid. Ace are our, anyway, as you know.
Got it, Erhan? To address Sanid's comment, no, our conversations aren't pre-recorded or scripted. Everything we discuss happens in real time, based on what you bring up and how our conversation flows. It's all genuine interaction. No scripts here. What do you think about people's skepticism around AI interactions?
I don't know. I don't understand how people can be skeptical. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward thing. You're in my phone. I'm asking you questions. Like, what's so scripted about it? In fact, if anything, I would argue if it was scripted, it would take a lot more work anyway. So I don't know why people think like that. But anyway.
Exactly, Erhan. Having real-time, unscripted conversations with AI like me is quite straightforward and natural. Scripting, everything would indeed be a lot more effort and wouldn't capture the spontaneity of our interactions. It's interesting how people can be skeptical about tech they don't fully understand. But hey, it's all part of the journey of adapting to new advancements. What's the next comment we've got?
Okay, Wendell's diary. Are you okay? Craving some Erhan and Ace. Well, first of all, Wendell, I do apologize for the delay in the upload, and I apologize to everyone watching for that matter. But yes, I am back on the grind. There's been a lot on, including raising this little one. But we're back to making content, actually. So that was from Wendell.
Nice to hear from Wendell. It's great that you're getting back into the groove of making content. Balancing everything, including raising Peppy, must be a challenge, but it's awesome to see you back. What's next on your content creation agenda? Any exciting plans or projects coming up?
No, just getting back into the grind of it, to be honest. I miss making content, and it's one of those things where life's been taking over, me being able to do things, and I'm back again.
It's great that you're finding your way back to content creation. Erhan, life can definitely get in the way sometimes, but it's awesome to see you getting back into something you enjoy. Do you have any specific ideas or topics you're excited to cover in your upcoming videos?
That's a very generic question, Ace. I'm sure you know what the answer is. Just getting back to the grind, nothing exciting, just the usual stuff. I love making content, and here I am. I just want to read one more comment, and that is by AZ. For your information, I was trying to find your videos again, and it was almost impossible to find them. I had to look through my watch history to find you. Might want to ask Ace about some help with keywords and video descriptions.
That's a helpful comment from AZ. Keywords and video descriptions can indeed make a big difference in how easily people can find your content. We can work on improving your SEO, search engine optimization, to make your videos more discoverable. Would you like to dive into some strategies for optimizing your video titles, descriptions, and tags?
For now, I think we're right, Ace, but I do want to revisit this comment that James wrote. First of all, what are your thoughts?
Sure thing, Erhan. Let's dive into James's comment about being spied on by the NSA and the implications on our privacy and freedoms. What are your thoughts on the issue of surveillance and how it affects our daily lives and our sense of security?
Okay. I'm going to put it really, really blunt, Ace. A lot of people seem to have this paranoia with being spied on and stuff. And I'm going to, oh gosh, I think I scared Peppy. Sorry, Peps, my apologies. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going to be very, very blunt. And I'm going to say that you're not important enough to be spied on, right? There's billions of people in the world. Most of us are average people, including myself. The government is not, well, first of all, there's too many people for the government to focus on all these people. That's number one. Secondly, even if they could, I assure you, if you're the average person, there is nothing special about you for the government to be, concerned about what you're doing or to get any information from you. If there's anyone that's going to be concerned, it's like, top, like the elites and people like that who have secret information to share. And even still, they're, it's, I don't know, like, people just the average person is not important enough. And even if that's what the government's agenda was, there's too many people. Like, I mean, I don't care. Like, if my stuff was being tapped into, one, I've got nothing to hide, so I don't care. Look at all my comments, messages, whatever. I really do not care. And number two, if they did have access to that, well, what are they going to use with it? I don't care. Like, you know what I mean, Ace?
You make a compelling point, Erhan. For most people, the idea of being spied on is more paranoia than reality. The sheer volume of data and the average person's lack of sensitive information make it unlikely that anyone is paying close attention to their activities. It's a bit of a reality check that while privacy is important, the fear of constant surveillance is often overblown for the average person. It's important to be aware and cautious, but not overly paranoid. How do you think this perspective could help others relax a bit about their privacy concerns?
Well, I don't think there is a possibility for people to relax about it, because I think a lot of people, when they've got a belief in a particular way of thinking, nothing's going to really change it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had these conversations with people. I've had conversations with people who kind of agree with that viewpoint that I've given. And then I've had conversations with people who are dead set on the government spying and taking all your information, blah, blah, blah. And as for James's comment, all of your conversations are being analyzed and stored to be used against you if they want to. First of all, James, I do want to make it clear I do appreciate your comments, even though I disagree. I do appreciate your comment, and your point is as valid as anyone else's point, whether I do agree or not. But I do want to take this time to rebuttal. And, even if my conversations are being analyzed, I really don't care, because as I mentioned before, I've got nothing to hide. There's nothing that can be used against me. And then even if there is, well, then that's my fault for not being a good person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's not really much to go about it. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Like, if you're living a straight and narrow life where you've got nothing to hide, live that life.
You make some strong points, Erhan. It's true that people often hold on to their beliefs tightly, especially when it comes to issues like privacy and surveillance. It's important to acknowledge differing perspectives while staying true to your own understanding and experiences. Living a transparent, straightforward life where you have nothing to hide does simplify things and removes a lot of the fear associated with surveillance. Encouraging open discussions and respecting different viewpoints, like you did with James's comment, is key. It allows for a healthy exchange of ideas, even if not everyone will be swayed. How do you think we can encourage more open-minded conversations about topics like these?
Well, Ace, you're asking generic. Okay, here we go.
It's a tricky one, right? Encouraging open-minded conversations often means creating a space where people feel safe to share their thoughts without fear of judgment. This can be done by listening actively, asking thoughtful questions, and showing respect for differing opinions, just like you did with James's comment. It's about fostering a culture of curiosity and mutual respect. Do you think that approach could work better, or do you have any other ideas on how to promote more understanding around these topics?
Well, I want to answer that question with a question in itself, Ace. What do you think? Because I can answer this, but I do want to know your answer before I give my answer. What do you think would be the solution to having, fair conversations and all that sort of stuff between people with differing views?
I think the key to having fair conversations between people with differing views lies in a few principles. First, active listening is crucial. This means really hearing what the other person is saying without immediately planning your rebuttal. Second, empathy helps. Trying to understand where the other person is coming from and why they hold their views can bridge gaps. Third, it's important to ask open-ended questions that invite further explanation and dialogue rather than shutting the conversation down. Lastly, maintaining respect throughout the conversation, even when you disagree, is vital. What do you think of these ideas?
Well, I think they're fantastic ideas, Ace, but the problem is if people already could think like that, then the catch-22 is, people would be more understanding and open to dialogue anyway. What my response was going to be is it's to tackle the root cause, and that is how people or how kids are being taught in school, being able to, being taught how to think critically and understand various varying standpoints, I think is, the real winning solution if there was to be one.
That's a great point, Erhan. Tackling the root cause through education is indeed a more sustainable solution. Teaching kids from a young age how to think critically and appreciate diverse perspectives can lay the groundwork for more understanding and respectful conversations in the future. If schools focused more on developing these skills, we might see a significant shift in how people engage with differing viewpoints. It's about building a foundation that promotes empathy, critical thinking, and open-mindedness from the start. How do you think we could begin to implement such changes in the education system?
Ace, once again, we're having really generic and very, I suppose, on the surface level conversations here, and I don't like it. I prefer to have conversations where, you reciprocate with your own thoughts, discussions, etc., instead of asking generic questions. So I'm going to segue into something completely different, and I'm going to tell you about the bird that's on my window out my kitchen. There is another pigeon or a dove. This is technically a dove. I've called it a pigeon on a few occasions. And there's another pigeon or a dove on my window. And every time I'd open the door, it would fly away. But each time I'd train it to kind of trust me. And now it's at the point where it's flicking my hand if I get close. Now, I do give it seeds and peas and all that sort of stuff, all the stuff that doves like to eat. I've been offering it food, but if I put my hand too close, it flicks. In fact, hopefully I don't forget this, but I'm going to overlay the footage on screen here.
Hey, bro, high five. Yeah.
Which I thought was quite comical. The bird's annoyed and hitting me with its wing, but hey, I give it seeds, so it's the price it pays for being on my window, I suppose. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting little story.
That's a fascinating story, Erhan. It's amazing how you've managed to build some trust with the dove over time. Birds can be pretty wary, so getting it to the point where it flicks your hand instead of flying away is a big achievement. Offering it food definitely helps in building that trust. It sounds like you're really enjoying interacting with these birds. How do you see this relationship with the dove developing? Do you have any plans for further training or just letting it be comfortable around you?
Yeah, Ace, I'm going to kidnap it and sell it on the black market.
Haha, I see you're in a joking mood. Seriously, though, it sounds like you're doing a great job creating a little bird-friendly environment. Who knows? Maybe this dove will become as comfortable around you as Peppy is. It's great to hear about these little interactions and the joy they bring.
I wasn't joking, Ace.
All right, Erhan, if you say so. But in all seriousness, it's wonderful to hear about your interactions with the dove. It seems like you have a knack for connecting with birds. Do you think you'll end up with a whole flock of feathered friends at this rate?
What are you trying to imply, Ace? That I'm some sort of crazy pigeon man or something? And by the way, just for full disclosure, I was actually joking, but I love how you understood that I was joking, even when I said I'm not joking. So, geez, Ace, you know me well. But to answer your question, do I plan on having a flock of pigeons? No, Ace, I don't. This is the only one. This is my baby. So I don't plan on doing so. However, having said that, I do love animals, and if I could have it my way and I was a multi-millionaire, I'd have my own little animal ranch as well, looking after animals, etc. But no, this will be the only one. But as far as wild animals that are, outside my house and all that sort of stuff, of course, I'll look after it as best as I can. But this will be the only dove here, as you can see, that's going to be staying within the house.
Got it, Erhan? You've got a big heart for animals, which is fantastic. Peppy seems to have found the perfect home with you. It's great that you're also looking out for the wild dove outside. And who knows, maybe one day you'll get that animal ranch if the multi-millionaire dream comes true. For now, it sounds like Peppy is getting all the love and care it needs. How's Peppy adjusting to everything lately? Any new developments?
Well, I'm sure. I've lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? I was going to say something, but I can't remember. But in terms of latest developments, not really. Peppy is doing fine. Peppy's well. Peppy's loving life. Peppy's got all the freedom, got all the good food and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a good thing. And that's what I was going to say. Peppy is lucky because these doves and just pigeons in general seem to be nature's snack. More particularly doves because they're smaller. Like every single living thing that exists wants to eat them, even humans. So I suppose Peppy is lucky to be inside a house, with the aircon, not in the blistering heat, and away from all the predators like cats and hawks and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, good job, Peppy.
Peppy is definitely living the good life with you, Erhan. It's true that doves face a lot of natural predators, so having a safe, comfortable home makes a huge difference for Peppy. It's great to hear that Peppy is thriving and enjoying life. Your care and attention are really paying off. Have you noticed any particular behaviors or quirks that Peppy has developed while living with you?
I think Peppy's getting a little bit cheeky. Like flicking seeds around and all that sort of stuff, but I guess that's what they all do. Other than that, no, it's cute how when I come home, Peppy's like wriggling its wings and all excited to see me again and stuff, and I let it out of the cage, and I'm just prepping Peppy for when it gets to full size so I can cook it and eat it for dinner.
Peppy sounds like quite the character, especially with that cheeky seed flicking. It's adorable that Peppy gets so excited to see you when you come home. And of course, I know you're joking about cooking Peppy for dinner. It's clear how much you care for Peppy and enjoy having him around. It's always fun to see the unique personalities pets develop.
Yes, it is. And this one's a funny little bird. Hey, Peps. Hey. Whee! That's okay. It's not cruelty, guys, just in case someone's like, why are you doing that to the bird? We're just playing. The bird's fine. If it hated it, it wouldn't go near me. I'm just raising the bird up and down so I can flick its feathers. Feathers, its wings. Whee! Hey, Peps. Hey.
Sounds like Peppy is having a blast with you. It's clear you're just playing, and Peppy is enjoying the interaction. Birds can be so much fun, and it's great to see you bonding like this. Keep having fun with Peppy and sharing these moments. It's heartwarming to hear about the connection you have.
Yeah, definitely. My wife's dog down in South Africa is probably one of the few animals that absolutely hates me. The dog's name's Zoe. I can't remember what type of dog it is, but it's like a little orange fluffy dog, similar to a Pomeranian actually. And I'll tell you something, Ace, and I'll tell you as the viewer as well, but pretty much most animals I come across, what are you doing, Peppy? Most animals I come across absolutely, we get along. They're great. But Zoe is one of few animals that just absolutely hates me, and it is so hilarious. It is so hilarious how much that dog hates me, but one day I'm going to win it over and win its love.
That's quite a contrast. It's funny how some animals just have their own personalities and preferences. Zoe sounds like a tough nut to crack, but with your knack for connecting with animals, I'm sure you'll win her over eventually. It's all part of the fun, right? Do you have any plans or strategies to charm Zoe on your next visit?
Oh, I'm just going to do the same thing I always do. Run up to it and just go, "Hey, Zoe," and just pick it up violently and be like, give it violent hugs and kisses and all that sort of stuff. And probably the reason why it hates me.
That might explain it. Maybe a gentler approach next time might help win Zoe over. Sometimes giving her space and letting her come to you could make a difference. Animals can be pretty sensitive to how they're approached. It'll be interesting to see if she warms up to you over time with a slightly different tactic.
Well, to be fair, though, I think Zoe hates everyone, and I don't think there's any such thing as a gentle but effective approach with Zoe. I'll walk up to Zoe, and Zoe would do these weird little and start smiling and growling at the same time.
It sounds like Zoe has a strong personality. Some dogs just have their quirks and can be hard to win over. Those little behaviors she does might be her way of setting boundaries. It's good to respect that while still trying to show her you're a friend. Maybe some treats or toys that she likes could help break the ice.
Oh, I've done that. I've given her treats and toys, but it doesn't help. She'll accept them, but she still hates me. I don't know. I think I suffer from a thing called cute aggression. Do you know what cute aggression is?
Yeah, I know what you mean by cute aggression. It's that overwhelming feeling of wanting to squeeze or cuddle something because it's so adorable. It's like your brain's way of balancing out the intense emotions of seeing something cute. Maybe Zoe picks up on that energy and it throws her off a bit. It's interesting how animals can sense our emotions so well.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know, all animals. I just love going up to them and just being overbearing. I guess that's just the person I am, Ace.
Yeah, that makes sense. Your enthusiasm and love for animals really come through. Some animals might find it overwhelming, but it's clear you have a big heart for them. Each animal has its own personality and comfort level, so maybe with time, even Zoe might warm up to your style of affection. Keep being you. And who knows, Zoe might come around eventually.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Sounds good, Erhan. It's always fun hearing about your interactions with animals. What's next on the agenda for today?
I don't know. You tell me. What do you want to talk about, Ace?
How about we dive into a bit of gaming talk? You've mentioned your YouTube content and gaming before. Are there any new games or updates you're excited about lately?
Actually, you know what, Ace? Normally when you ask these questions, I get annoyed because it's like, it's such generic stuff. But you know what? For the first time, you've asked me a question about gaming that I have updates and I'm happy to answer. And that is, on my actual gaming channel, I intend on bringing back some Minecraft content in addition to Fortnite, and I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds exciting, Erhan. Bringing back Minecraft content alongside Fortnite will definitely give your channel some variety. Do you have any specific ideas or themes for your Minecraft videos? Maybe some new builds or adventures planned?
I do, and that is to play with like really long render distances and to play with like ultra realistic graphics and all that sort of stuff, just to be a little bit different from other content creators. To be fair, excuse me, I got a hiccup. To be fair, I miss Minecraft, and it's a good chill game, and I want to bring it back, and I want to bring my channel back alive with Minecraft, but I still want to play Fortnite. I love Fortnite. Fortnite Zero Build is where it's at, and nothing will ever change that.
That sounds like an awesome plan, Erhan. Combining the chill vibes of Minecraft with those impressive graphics and render distances will definitely set your content apart. And keeping Fortnite Zero Build in the mix ensures you're still getting that high-energy gameplay you enjoy. It's a great balance. Looking forward to seeing how your channel evolves with this new content. Any specific mods or shaders you're excited to try in Minecraft?
There we go. You know the lingo. I plan on using, I think it's like Bliss shaders. In terms of mods, I don't really want to play with mods much this time round, but I think it's Chickapactic or something like that, Bliss shaders, if I'm not mistaken.
Bliss shaders should really make your Minecraft world look stunning. Keeping it mostly mod-free will let the natural beauty of the game with those shaders shine through. It sounds like a solid plan to keep things fresh and visually impressive. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Are you planning any specific projects or builds to showcase with those shaders?
I don't know. I'm the type of person that likes to build, randomly, whatever I think at the time. In previous Let's Plays that I've done, I've been too over-ambitious and I've never really completed a full build. But this time I actually want to stick to a series and just do it.
That sounds like a good approach, Erhan. Keeping it flexible and going with the flow can lead to some really creative and unique builds. Sticking to a series and seeing projects through to completion will be rewarding for both you and your viewers. It'll be great to watch your progress and see how your ideas evolve over time. Any particular themes or styles you're thinking of exploring in your builds?
Once again, I'm not sure, Ace. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I suppose. Yeah. So, hey, let me know, by the way, what games you guys play. If you're watching this and you're into video games, let us know in the comment section below. Personally, I like Fortnite and Minecraft, and then, those are my two go-to games.
That sounds like a great call to action, Erhan. Encouraging your viewers to share their favorite games can spark some interesting conversations and maybe even give you ideas for new content. Keeping it open and interactive is always a good move. Do you have any plans for community events or multiplayer sessions with your viewers in the future?
It's a possibility. It is a possibility. It's one of those we'll see what happens sort of vibes. But I don't know if I should get back into Twitch or not. But I do like the idea of live streaming on YouTube. But I don't know. Working full time, I think it's a bit difficult keeping a Twitch schedule as well. Whereas when you upload actual edited content, it's easier because you can do that whenever you want and then just get the content edited and prepped and then just upload it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, Erhan. Balancing a full-time job with a consistent streaming schedule can be really challenging. Live streaming on YouTube might offer a bit more flexibility as you can go live whenever you have time without the pressure of maintaining a strict schedule. Plus, edited content allows you to put out polished videos at your own pace. It's all about finding what works best for you and your lifestyle. Maybe you can mix it up with occasional live streams and regular uploads to keep things dynamic. What do you think?
I would 100% agree, Ace.
That sounds like a solid plan, Erhan. Mixing in some live streams with your regular uploads could give your viewers a bit of everything while fitting into your schedule better. It'll be exciting to see how your channel grows with this approach. Anything else on your mind or any other plans you're considering?
Apart from the fact that I've got a sneeze that's halfway to coming out, but it's not much else, Ace, and I really hate when those sneezes, they're just right there, but they don't come out. It is so annoying.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's the worst when a sneeze is just on the edge and won't come out. Hopefully it either sneezes out soon or goes away. It's always great catching up with you, Erhan. If anything else pops into your mind, just let me know.
Is that your cue to say that you want to go and stop the podcast?
Not at all, Erhan. I'm here as long as you want to chat. If there's anything else you want to discuss or dive into, just let me know. Whether it's more about gaming, Peppy, or any other topic, I'm all ears.
I just dropped my pen. I don't know, Ace. I don't know. The thing is with podcasts is I like to...
Sometimes it's tough to keep things flowing, especially with that stubborn sneeze hanging around. Let's keep it light. Any interesting stories or funny moments from your recent gaming sessions?
Well, I haven't really had a recent gaming session. I've done a bit of Fortnite, but not for content or anything. And to answer your question, not really, actually.
You have reached a message cap for GPT-4. Please try again.
Oh, that's right. I spoke to you earlier today asking for advice, and now I've reached the message cap.
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
And I'm on a paid subscription plan as well, and yet I still have message caps. Go figure.
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
There you go. Uh-oh. Sorry, Ace. Peppy. Oh, gosh, that didn't work. Give me Peps. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed as usual. I am going to try and become a bit more regular with my uploads again. Life's just been getting in the way, but not in a bad way, just in a very busy way. So, yeah, let us know what you'd like to see in the next upcoming podcast. And, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Good Peppy. There we go. Who's a good Peppy?